hoses each day, digging holes to find where the gas next to the main.
This is Matt's place. It's Christmas in July.
Yeah, it's planned.
Not everybody's here yet.
We work on one side there. Big glass.
This is Matt. He's got an audiophile dishwasher and it plays music. It's got a subby.
Dishwashers are very topical.
And that's all that's left. Not much.
Big glass.
So Martin has chosen this CD, Missy Higgins, track 12, White something, what? And he thinks it's Tom's. Now we're going to play it. Him, over there, that one.
I didn't really feel that the system actually played the CD as well as I've heard it sound.
You're right.
A bit too high. It's not
I
set up
agree
for
with
that record. I don't claim it to be the best bit of music I've ever heard that I like. But why I chose it for this particular thing was because it is a piece of music that interests me, and it's also the artist that interests me. It came out in 2004, and at that stage I had two daughters about that same sort of age, and I was very interested, and also she is known by the mother of a friend of mine. Of interest to me was the fact she sang in an Australian accent, which was, I thought, a bit unusual in 2004 because all the local artists would always copy the American accent. And also the titles struck me as being quite interesting. The Sound of White is somewhat similar to that well-known The Sound of One Hand Clapping. And both those sort of cause one to think deeply about what that really means. But what does it really mean, The Sound of White? It's fun.
Track 8 was the one I originally said.
Letter from God to Man.
Letter from God to Man.
That's it.
No, you need to know the intro.
Yeah, go.
No, let's hear it first, otherwise it doesn't mean that much.
Well, it won't mean much because you've got to have the intro.
Yeah, but I mean, aren't we capable of figuring out what the intro is?
No.
Thank you.
One of the best poets that I think are on CD at the moment.
Really?
To music. You know? Bit higher. Slightly higher. More higher. Yeah, that's it.
German.
No.
Thou shalt not steal if there is a direct victim. Thou shalt not worship or hide.
Big glass. She was killing people to survive. So it's dog eat dog world. And you see, it's just the band. It's dog eat dog band. That's why I chose it.
What's that from?
I'm just going to take a very random guess. Is it yours? No.
Mine?
No, please.
David's?
I didn't bring one.
He didn't bring one. You can have another choice.
You get another go. You'll be now.
So if you get chosen though, you don't say whether it is yours or not, do you? Or you don't?
Well, you can or not. Doesn't matter.
If
Once.
you say no, we're going to keep going.
Well, okay. So it's well. David's not in. So have another choice.
Well,
No, hang on. There's very few people left. Oh, no, so...
I've had mine.
Right seconds.
You haven't...
yeah, probably that's not mine.
No, everyone's...
Hang on, you did leave out Kuna.
No, I know Kunaris.
I hope so.
We all know Kunaris now. So maybe you got it, Dave.
Okay. Well, let's play.
Driven by the snow, I'm drunk and dirty. Don't you know? And I'm still willing. And I was out on the road.
A couple of reasons. That is my CD. This person here. Firstly, I bought the CD in Japan, and Japan's one of my favourite countries. I like the food, the wine, the people, and mostly the skiing. But the other reason is because it's one of my favourite bands, and I have liked this band for as long as I can remember, pretty much from when they first started. And on my bucket list, this band was one of those ones I would have liked to have seen live. Lowell George, the leader of the band and pretty much the formation who got the band together, died in about 1975 or 6 or so. I thought, well, that's the end of it. I won't see this band. Anyway, they reformed, and I became part of their fan club in Australia, and a few of the other fruitcakes that were in the band, or in the fan club, I should say. I got to know them. There's a guy in Sydney, another guy lived in Albury. One of them played Little Feat songs all day on rotation. His whole day as a scientist. That's all he ever played. So that's the level of nuttiness that you can get with a band. The other guy flew to America and met the band and toured with them for a whole year around the States to every gig that they went to. And he rings me one day and he says, "Dave, I've got some good news for you." I said, "Oh, what's that?" He said, "I've got some tickets." He said, "The band's coming to Australia." I said, "Oh, wow, that's great." He said, "We've got a backstage pass for you as well." So I got to meet the band backstage and see them perform and so on, and have supper with them. So, yeah, sometimes you never know. Sometimes works out. So that's one of the tracks on there that charted. They're pretty much unknown in Australia. Pretty popular in America.
You don't hear much of them nowadays. I mean, I remember, back in the 70s hearing them, but they don't play them.
Okay, whose album do you think it is? And why did they choose that track, whatever it is? You might have to wait till we finish. I think this is Matt's CD.
English prog rock.
Fantastic effort with rapping. Santa's got 2 amazing testicles. Which have the album is Freddie and the Dreamers.
And the sun was made to burn so bright and bright. The sky, pretty eye.
This is what I call pop music. Well, I had a pop night last month, the first time I've ever had a pop night, ever. And afterwards Denise said to me, "They didn't play any pop. They played lots of stuff, but where was the pop music?" And she meant this sort of stuff.
You left him no goodbye, and a single word was said. No final kiss to seal any sins. And I had no.
Ah, it's Kunas.
No, he was the first.
Paul, for Christ's sake.
It is Paul.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's Tanya's.
She's the only one left now.
Yeah, it's really
It's you.
good. So why did you choose it?
I actually chose track 4.
Sorry, I couldn't find the number.
But it was like I had written my name. I didn't know the game was not, so I just took the whole thing off and just said the track number.
It's 4 better than that.
They're all really good, and the recording of the live is actually better than the studio.
Well, do you want to hear 4 as well?
4. Yeah.
Track 4. This is Tanya's.
Yeah, so it's got more.
I wouldn't have picked it.
Oh, I know who that is.
Oh, Landon Sun.
That is insane.
Yep.
That is too much of a giveaway.
Did you get that on camera that I picked that straight up?
Yeah.
Good, mate.
But I picked it too. But then I know.
But why?
Well, I didn't know it's that one.
Why? Because I've heard about this man's legendary status with regards to bands and Bowie history.
Have you actually met him?
Martin.
Yeah, I've met him.
You have.
It's on tour.
It hasn't got a track. Hang on a ticket. Might be on here. Track 3. He's picked track 3, and I'll tell you why he picked it. It says I can't. I'm having trouble with my eyesight.
Welcome to the club.
Oh yeah, well, I had good eyesight for all my life, except for about the last 7.
Yeah, we've all said that. If you stop doing it, it'll come back.
It's only recently that I've developed.
Oh, we understand
the
now.
need for reading glasses, which I have.
Why did you choose it?
Why he chose that was because he drove here and it's a Saturday.
Let me put my arms around your head. Gee, it's hot, let's go to bed. Don't forget to turn on the light. Don't laugh, babe, it'll be alright. Pour me out another fall.
So why did you choose that one, Martin?
This album was the soundtrack to the most sort of tumultuous year of my life. That's why I chose it. 1973, I'd come back from first year at university and decided that I actually didn't want to be a biologist. and I was sick of biology and chemistry and physics and everything else that I've been doing for so many years. And I was in a friendship group and I was sort of involved with 2 ladies at the time, and one of them, and it's the line in there, she's uncertain if she likes him, but she knows she really loves him. And one of these ladies I was madly in love with, but I wasn't sure that we liked each other. And the other one I really liked, but I knew I'd never love her. And it was that sort of friendship group and these ladies and me finishing up at uni and deciding that I'd break away from the whole lot of them, the friendship group, the 2 ladies. I bought a little house in another suburb and got a job driving a truck during the day and got in the pub at night. And I just sort of started a whole new life, and this was one of the few records that I had during that year because I was so broke. And I always think that if it hadn't have been for some of that massive turning point and some of the decisions I made, I wouldn't be here.
Ah, wow.
And of course I'm a Magic Bowie tragic, and like I said, my children have ended up the same, which is...
It's in their genes. What happened they got? It's in their genes.
My eldest grandson was born to the music of T-Rex. That's how weird my kids are. Pop music, and that's one of the greatest.
Yeah.
For sure.
Excellent.
Oh, the reason for track 1 is, years ago, I had the radio, when I was looking after my dear mama, and it got a lot of radio airplay for a while, and I heard, I must get that CD. I never, at the time, did so. And at that time I didn't know she'd passed away, it was extraordinary. But I hear it every now and again, but she did a live version too, and when he plays the live version ad nauseum, but this is the studio recordings, and the engineering, the quality of the sound, the whole thing is just quite magical. But what she does with Sting's song is, he does a nice version of it, but what she does with it is just magical, and a lot of the other tracks are the same, but this particular track just stands out. You just imagine yourself being in that situation of going through life and having a love of life, a love of your life, and then sort of it all being looked at in the past. It sort of says, and she's passed away, but it sort of almost says, really grab hold of the present, because it does become the past so quickly and so easily. That's my feeling behind that. Sting. Look, his version's wonderful.
No, it was just because my son-in-law happened to like that.
Yeah.
And of course I was in love with Eva Cassidy at the time.
Oh, well,
so, there's the father of the bride sitting up the front blubbering, bloody hell.
Yeah, no, it's just a wonderful piece of music and a beautiful rendition.
You remember me when the west wind moves among the fields of barley. You can tell the sun the sky when we walked in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while among the fields of.
Well, Richard, you win the Best CD Packaging Award,
Posthumous.
and you get 2 choo-choo bars. Do you remember those? For winning the best dressed CD.
Thank you. Oh, gee.
So your prize is rotten teeth.
He has chocolate rip-off cake. Really? Famous.